Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Cabral.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. We are here with our final Cabral House Call of the weekend, answering all of your questions each and every Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully, you're tuning in same day as it releases live. I try to keep the shows to about 20 minutes, all shows on the Cabral Concept, so that you're able to tune in on a daily basis, if possible, to continue to increase your knowledge of natural health. And that goes for all natural health fields. I'm a huge fan of every single one of them, whether it be acupuncture or yoga or good nutrition or Ayurveda or traditional Chinese medicine or good quality chiropractic care, of course, naturopathic care, functional medicine, lab testing, you name it. There's a time and a place for each one of them. That is absolutely what I learned after doing health-based internships all over the world. You name it, I was there, and really got to learn that all of these practices can work. You just need to make sure that you're getting quality-based information from the right practitioner that's able to set up this particular plan for you. So with that said, we're going to go over your wellness, weight loss, and anti-aging questions right now. And again, we're about 6 weeks behind. This show is being published on, let's see here. It's episode 1871. So if you want to read along with the questions, you can go to stevencabral.com/1871. And it's on, being published March 21st. So we are 7 weeks behind because this was sent in on February 1st. Okay. So, and again, we're only behind because lots of questions come in. And so the queue continues to pile up and pile up. All right. First question of the day is from Anonymous. They are writing in, "Hi, Dr. Cabral. I've been following you for many years. Nice seeing you on YouTube now. Appreciate your heart in doing what you can to help others heal. Since November of 2020, our 12-year-old son has had burning issues when he pees. And more recently, he has had some mild cramping in his bladder area. Urinary tract infection tests have come back negative. Our DO tested for yeast on the tip of his penis, so we have been treating that with Sovereign Silver Gel. That has shown some improvement. Yeast was detected in his urine, though we later realized it might have been cross-contaminated. We put him on Dyflucan for 20 days, the first med he's been on in 10 years, as his DO said herbals wouldn't be effective in that area. He eats very healthy. Unfortunately, not a whole lot has changed with the burning cramping. He has an oat test a few years ago that showed he had yeast overgrowth and oxalates. We did do the kid's CBO at that time, but unfortunately weren't able to finish with the sealer or do the right probiotic for him. He had a reaction. Any thoughts? Have you seen similar cases? Is there a factor that I possibly haven't even considered? Appreciate any insight you may have from your years of experience. Thank you." Anonymous, happy to help. This is why we do what we do. So, yes, I have seen this before. It can be from multiple things. So let's go through them. It can be from yeast. Okay. It can be from actually acidity, the urine being too acidic as well, which can cause bladder and kidney issues. Now, this isn't common, but some people aren't as good at buffering the pH of their blood, or they have more acids in the blood and they're able to then excrete those, which they should be, from the kidneys into the bladder, out through the urethra of the body, and you get some of that burning. So it's not as likely that that's the scenario. The more likely scenario is we have some bacteria, we have some yeast, and that we need to make sure that we rid this from the body. I would personally rerun that Candida metabolic and vitamins test, also known as the organic acids test. I would do it definitely with Equilife so that you get one of our certified health coaches overseeing it. I would probably probably do that children's CBO, and I would use they're going to recommend you some Citra drops. Just ask them about Citra drops, and they'll help you with that. If you don't want to do the lab, I would just do a consultation then with one of the health coaches. I can't give you a treatment protocol. I can't diagnose disease over this podcast, that's for sure. So, and then again, if the clean gut probiotic didn't work, interesting. Again, you need to work with a health coach on this so they can go back and forth with you. You might want to just use acidophilus, which has been shown to be really great for eliminating a lot of yeast as well. So that's where I would start. What else can I give you? Coconut oil could also work on the tip of your son's penis as well, instead of the Sovereign Silver gel. I wish I had more information, as to what I could help with here. I understand what you're going through, and I would certainly try that. You may even try the healthy urinary tract protocol, which I would. That would be the D-mannose, you can use apple cider vinegar, vitamin C, which is ascorbic acid, not the alkalizing vitamin C. And what is that one other product? It is the Citracetyl drops, but as a 12-year-old, you'll use the Citra drops, okay? So again, you can look all of those things up for the health coaching, for the urinary tract, for the children's CBO, all at equi.life, equa.life. All right. Josie's up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. I got the vaccine for COVID a little over a month ago, and I've been struggling with dizziness, weakness in my legs and arms, a tingling sensation, as well as burning feeling in my back and muscle spasms. I'm really scared that the vaccine has triggered an autoimmune reaction. I have Hashimotos, and I've been pretty stable before due to diet and working with a naturopath to find the underlying root cause. I did not get the second vaccine and don't plan to. Is there anything I can do to recover from this? I'm really scared that I did permanent damage. Thank you so much for your guidance. Okay, Josie, so of course, I can't say whether it happened because of that or didn't happen because of that, because again, I can't diagnose disease. What we do know is that obviously by taking the vaccine, we are increasing the immune systems. We're stimulating the immune system to then go after a particular virus that looks like, we'll say, COVID. So what we want to do is right now is we want to, let's say, calm any type of exaggerated immune response. So our job would to really be doing that. I've got a copy right here, of course, of the rain barrel effect. We really want to be following that de-stress protocol now more than ever. So the anti-inflammatory diet, the gentle exercise and walking, the stress reduction, the functional medicine detox, and we are doing our community detox April 5th. So hopefully you join us for that. Again, not a treatment protocol. I have to say that. And then getting your rest, extra rest right now. Working on that emotional balance. Doing the supplement protocol, such as balance supplements like the Daily Foundation Protocol Level 2. And then, of course, success mindset that you will overcome this as well. So that's where I would start. Sauna is always great. Again, be gentle with the body. Calm the inflammation from every area that you can find it. Breathe, meditate, relax, and get that immune system back functioning well. Georgina's up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. I've been listening to your podcast every day, read your book, and I'm going to enroll in IHP soon. Thank you for everything you do. You are truly amazing and a gift from God. Well, thank you, Georgina. I appreciate that. That's probably the highest compliment that I could get. So, and I'm glad that you're going to be entering IHP. We'd love to have you, of course. Such an amazing community. It really is. And so hopefully you are one of those 100 in March. That would be great. You are the only option I trust, so I would like to know your thoughts on TRS, if you've heard of it. If not, what are your thoughts on water-based nano zeolites or zeolite in general for removing heavy metals? All the best, Georgina. Well, Georgina, I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to find you the episode, just because you gave such a nice compliment, where exactly I talk all about zeolite, zeolites, and TRS. All right. So you just go to stephencabral.com/podcasts. And literally, we're just going to type in zeolite, Zeolite. And I'm going to give you the episode numbers. Usually I ask you to do this, but again, such a nice compliment. I have to help. All right. 1401 is an episode on zeolites. 1318 on the TRS spray, so specific to you, 1143 on zeolites, 1129, and 779. Let me repeat those going backwards. 779, 1129, 1143, 1318, 1401. All on zeolites. All right, Georgina, there you go. And I don't even want to kind of sum it up because I really go in depth there. I talk about it, how I do like them, but I would definitely not use them as my only way for removing heavy metals. It would definitely not be the only way. I would use the heavy metal protocol that we offer over at Equilife. It's backed by science and clinically proven to remove 90+% of certain heavy metals from the body. And you could add zeolite if you'd like. Like we have zeolite inside of our intestinal cleanse. Okay. Emily's up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. I really admire and appreciate you sharing your rich knowledge. You have taught me so much, and as a result, my life and the members of my family lives have dramatically improved, and for that, I'm truly grateful. It's great to hear, Emily. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. I'm wondering if you have any idea of why my 3-year-old daughter smells like craft glue after she sleeps. She does sweat a lot while she sleeps, and I do believe it is her sweat that is smelling that way. She does complain of stomach pains after eating gluten. She also got eczema during the summer holidays after getting out of our eating routine and having a lot more icy poles and baby chinos. I have no idea what those are, but it says they contain cow's milk more regularly. We are getting back into our regular routine again and getting my daughter's eating habits back in order, cutting out dairy and sugar. I'm thinking she's sensitive to gluten because she chooses not to eat much of it and complains about her stomach pains. She suffered in the past. Would really appreciate any suggestions on my daughter's health. Okay, happy to help here. So, you know, the smelling like glue could certainly be a detox issue, her body getting that out through sweating as a child. I remember when my youngest daughter, who sweat a lot as a child, we found out she had H. pylori. And we certainly cleared that up, and she did so much better with less sweating as well, because kids' detox capacity and ability to clear that is not as great as adults. But I'll tell you this, I can't recommend enough the Candida metabolic and vitamins test for your daughter, as well as the IgG food sensitivity test. One is a urine test. The other is just a prick of the finger. I've done them both with both my daughters, and I got great results out of doing those. If you wanted to add one more, it's a stool test, but that would look at bacteria. And so what I recommend, run those labs first, because you might have to do the children's CBO protocol besides just an elimination diet. And that test will give you the answer as to whether that is the case or not. Okay? So that's what I would do. Like, hands down, that's what I would do. So, yes, you wrote in on 2.8. I know this is 321, but that's what I would do. I would run those labs, and then I would begin the plan that you get from the health coach. Nothing wrong with eliminating the gluten, the dairy, and the sugar. That's great. But I would run those labs to see if there's a reaction. And then, of course, you could have a little gluten and dairy the couple days before you run the food sensitivity test as a challenge to see if the body reacts to it. Thank you. Thank you. Great question. And you'll figure this out. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. You'll figure it out. All right, Darren is up next. Good day, Dr. Cabral. I appreciate the info you and your guests bring to us. However, I don't know if somewhere along the way I got confused, but with regard to the topic of breathing, it seems like specialists Dr. Belisa, Patrick McEwen, Brian MacKenzie, and James Nestor all have different views on the topic. If that's the case, and I'm not actually confused, I get that's normal. I would just like to know, aside from the breathing exercises they recommend, what exactly is the ideal way to breathe in your everyday, normal life? I believe you recommend exhales longer than inhales and nasal breaths. But should it be deep or shallow, as some recommend, or is there ever a need for mouth exhalations outside of heavy activity? Hope my question isn't all over the place. Thank you. Darren, it's a great question. And believe it or not, they are all saying the same thing. And I want to phrase that a little bit better. So, by the way, you can go to StephenCabral.com/podcasts, scroll through the top, click on Conversations with Cabral, or just use that little yellow button on the side. And that will take you to all of my interviews. So all of these people are breathing specialists. Dr. Belisa, Patrick McEwen, MacKenzie James Nestor. Okay. So what do they all recommend? I always like to look for similarities. So this is what I do. This is what I do in my integrative practice. I've studied, again, all over the world and because I was skeptical and I wanted to say, hey, who's really telling the truth? Well, what I found is there are just wild similarities if you really look that say, hey, do this, do this, do this. And that's what I try to teach you. So, and part of that's the subtractive process that I've spoken about. Let's talk about it, in the rain barrel effect. Okay, let's get to the crux of this because I want to answer your question. Every single one of these experts recommend nasal breathing across the board. So that is that. Then they all recommend typically a shorter breath in than the exhale so that you stay more parasympathetic nervous system dominant. They all recommend diaphragmatic breathing, breathing to the lower lobes of the lungs and inhaling so that the ribs and everything starts to spread out and you start more near the belly and then it comes up to the chest. None of them recommend chest breathing. And the differences then lie in more of the shallow or deep breathing. But that is not, I don't think that any one of them would disagree that there are benefits to deep breathing as well. So I actually think that there are tremendous benefits to deep breathing, tremendous benefits of being able to circulate the blood to a greater degree, increase dopamine in those people that need it, increase alertness, oxygenate. It's not going to technically oxygenate the tissues right away, but it could for the minutes to hours after that. It can improve breath hold time. So, but for the majority of the time, the low and slow breathing is the way to go. Now, can you breathe outside of your mouth, exhale out of your mouth? You can, and I don't think that matters as much as breathing in through the nose. Breathing in through the nose or breathing in should always be done through the nose, except when you can't get enough air in, such as in sprinting or some really high anaerobic threshold activity. So again, I see much more similarities than dissimilarities, and James Nestor and I actually talked quite a bit about this, and same with Brian MacKenzie, of the different variations. Like I believe in yoga, the lion's breath and dog's breathing, and like the different styles of breathing for different things. We touched on it. I don't know if you caught this, if you listen to the show all the time, Yoga girl Rachel Brathen actually talked about exhaling out through the mouth to try to release a lot of negative energy as well. And I like that because that's actually part of yoga as well. So again, it's not an all for one, regular everyday breathing when you're sitting at your desk, in through the nose, out through the nose. Best way to do it, but you can go in through the nose, out through the mouth if you need to. All right, Darren, great question. Next question is from Darren. Hey, Dr. Cabral, Darren again. On the same topic of breathing, I read the reasons why many are always breathing more heavily from one nostril than the other is a natural part of our nasal cycle, so that each nostril operates effectively. In order to open one side of your nose and close the other, your body inflates tissue with blood in the same way that a man gets an erection, except in your nose, increased blood flow causes congestion in one nostril for about 3 to 6 hours before switching to the other side. The process also gives each side of your nose a break, since a constant stream of heavily flowing air can dry out and kill the small hairs that protect you from foreign contaminants. Is there any truth to this at all? Okay. Some truth to this, yes, but not to a big degree, meaning like it's not perceptible to most people. Let me take a step back. When we talk about congestion, you'd be like, if you breathe in, you'd hear that the nasal passages are having difficulty getting air in. It's not like that. One nasal passage may stay more open while one stays a little bit more closed. In Ayurvedic-based medicine and yoga-based breathing, and yoga is a branch of Ayurveda, you'll notice that each side of the nostrils deals with the parasympathetic or the sympathetic. And by doing alternate nostril breathing, you can actually create more balance in the autonomic nervous system, which controls sympathetic nervous system, which is fight or flight, and parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest, relax, digest. So that's why alternate nostril breathing can be so fantastic, which helps to re-regulate that. You can just do that for about 5 minutes and you'll be good to go. I've done shows on alternate nostril breathing. Of course, you can just look up alternate nostril breathing on YouTube and you'll find plenty of videos. So it's not exaggerated. Like, this is true to a degree, and your body will help to shift that, but almost imperceptible. Almost imperceptible. You're not going to feel like you have a stuffed up nose. Okay. Darren's up next. Dr. Cabral, final question. Oh, another Darren question. All right. You listed the importance of dry brushing in your book. I'm a tad embarrassed to say I find the diagram a bit confusing, and there's conflicting views on techniques where some say brush towards the heart, others say toward the lymph nodes or extremities. To quell all that, is it possible to do a video demonstrating exactly how dry brushing should be performed? I think I will put doing it on hold out of fear I may be doing more harm than good. As always, thank you. All right. So Darren, two things. Always great to ask these questions. Always great to ask questions. There literally are no bad questions. Like, you need the information. Okay. Bunch of things. I show you exactly how to dry brush inside of IHP. So if, Darren, you seem like an inquisitive person who wants to learn more about health, I would check out the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute. So go to ihp.coach, or the other same URL is just integrativehealthpractitioner.org. They'll take you to the same place. Okay. So with dry brushing, I've done many podcasts on it. So I would also go to stevencabral.com/podcasts so that you can get a in-depth view of how to complete dry brushing. But I'll give you a synopsis overall. You both want to always brush towards your heart and always brush to your lymph nodes. So they are both correct. So typically I start with my legs and I go from kneecap to groin 3 times in each spot. Just lightly, you're only depressing about 1 to 3 millimeters, and you go around the whole upper thigh. That moves the lymph before you then go to the lower leg, and you do the same thing on the lower leg around your leg. So 3, and you just go all around the leg. And then you do the full leg from ankle up to the groin to move all that lymph, because there are nodes behind your kneecap and also in the groin. You do it on both legs. Next, you can go from wrist to armpit. Not as much fluid to move there, all right? Where are the lymph nodes? They're in your armpit, right here, right? Then you can also take your fingers and go from jawline to collarbone. There are lymph nodes near the collarbone. You can do the stomach in a circle if you like, and the lower back can go down towards the hips. The stomach can go in a circle. I've said that before. But all of these move towards the heart. Ankles to the groin is moving towards the heart and the lymph nodes. Wrist to the armpit is moving towards the heart. And all of it basically is moving to this left side of the chest and then out of the body. So, Darren, hopefully that answers your question. I think that you'll be able to find, again, many more podcasts on dry brushing. And of course, as always, anyone is invited to learn more about overall integrative health, if this interests you, this topic, at ihp.coach. Take care, everyone. That is our show for today. I'll be back tomorrow with our first Mindset and Motivation Monday podcast of the week. Thank you so much for tuning into today's show, and I have something exciting to share with you. Every quarter, just like every single natural health method and modality has taught, we do a functional medicine detox. We do a seasonal detox. So whether you're studying Ayurvedic medicine, bioregulatory medicine, orthomolecular, any of the natural health modalities, you learn that the body needs to always be going through a subtractive process in order to maintain health. That means we need to take out the toxins, take out the bad, and rest the body for a period of time without always adding more. So what we do is we actually blend ancient Ayurvedic principles with state-of-the-art orthomolecular and functional medicine. And that is with our quarterly functional medicine detox. Every single quarter, every 12 weeks with the seasons, we have thousands of people from around the world join us for this functional medicine detox. I've been doing this now for over a decade in my private practice, and I can tell you this, it is the number one thing that I do for myself to work on that aging-based process and everyone in our private practice. And that is because it looks at your body from a holistic standpoint. It is a whole body reset. It doesn't say, oh, go work on autoimmune diseases, go work on blood sugar. No, it actually works on the body from a systemic level. It's working on balancing healthy levels of hormones, healthy levels of inflammation, healthy levels of estrogen dominance, or healthy levels of blood sugar levels. And what it's doing is it's actually going in and scavenging all sorts of bacteria and things that should not be there in your body during that period of rest. And again, it's very scientifically proven and by the book to increase what's called autophagy. It's this cleaning process of the body. It actually is so profound. In 2016, I wrote about this in my book. It won the Nobel Prize in medicine, and that's in oncology and cancer-based work through this process of specific fasting, which we use in this functional medicine detox. So I could go on and on. If you don't know anything about a functional medicine detox, I've actually created a completely free course for you, and that's at equi.life. That's equi.life/detox-course. And this week, if you purchase a functional medicine detox and join us April 5th, now you could do yours before or after, that's okay, but we'll be doing it the week of April 5th. And this is our spring detox. Anyone that purchases a functional medicine detox over at Equilife, we are going to give you a complimentary bottle of our gluten and dairy support. This is a specific enzyme that can be used with not just gluten and wheat-based meals or dairy to help you digest those particular products better, but also used with beans and other vegan-based proteins. It's phenomenal at helping to digest those as well. So this is completely free, a $39.95 value, yours free with any purchase of our 7, 14, or 21-day detox. For anyone, if this is your first functional medicine detox and there are health issues that you do want to work on, or you're looking to lose weight the healthy way, I can't recommend enough that 21-day detox to start. It can be absolutely life-changing. I look forward to joining you myself April 5th. And of course, while supplies last, grab your free gluten and dairy support enzyme at equi.life. Take care, everyone.